Okay, I'm so excited because we're getting down to the end. And the reason I'm so excited is because as soon as I'm done, I intend to get into some other stuff, like some real stuff, bro, that I've felt has been long overdue. And so throughout this, when I felt like quitting or just, man, I don't know if I'm gonna finish this, that's been my motivation. The videos I want to do next. So I hope you guys are as excited about that as I am, really and truly. Okay, and so getting down to the get down, our last corrupt coworker who was almost in a position of being a supervisor, and so in a sense she was being used worse than everybody because they basically already made her a supervisor just without the title and without the pay. So that already had her up there bitter than a motherfucker, right? So she was the Capricorn who low-key admitted to the Gemini Josh to stealing from the company and getting other people set up and sabotaged, blamed for things that they didn't do, and kicked out of customer service, sometime indefinitely. And all throughout my employment was a nasty, nasty, nasty bitch. Before I even was working at the store, I just was like, why is this girl always so nasty? Just, I don't get it. But just always was. And so when I got in the store, she was no different. And was never like any bullying cower, able to directly come at me, face me, would pit other people against me, try to say the worst things about me. When me and my ex were going through what we were going through, befriended him and created that network of hatred around me. But what was so funny is that at the midst of things and at the worst of it, and like before I left, that she started trying to befriend me. Like, well, girl, I done ruined you, so fuck, I done did you so fucked up, bitch. Nobody else is gonna befriend you, so I might as well play your friend, bitch. And I remember her trying to invite me out on occasions and things, and I think she was serious about that because Capricorns are all about using bitches. And okay, it's always this envy of a black bitch, and especially if she dates black men, and wanting to attract what you attract, which is black men, so to be somewhere out and seen with you, and would put real pressure on me about that. No, well, girl, yeah, let's hang out, let's do this, let's do that, call me, girl, you with that bullshit. Yeah, bitch, we was never hanging out, ho. I didn't do you in any motherfucking capacity. But yeah, never had the courage like that or the gall to really approach me, tell me what it was that she didn't like. Just always a low key behind the scenes hater, orchestrating at all times, like your takedown. And so when my drawer was off, a person that I just feel in my gut was directly had something to do with it. Do I have that evidence, backing, and proof? Absolutely not. So that's the only reason that's the only way I will say alleged. But that I was told by one of the closest persons to her at that time. That's what happened, on top of my intuition. But behind that, yeah, I was suspended from customer service. By this time, my ex was already removed, but working heavily and hard behind the scenes and probably in touch with a lot of these bitches to continue to ruin my life and make my experience there an actual and living hell. And so, if there was something that could be said to Big Dana, I would say nothing at all. Some of them just don't deserve nothing to be said to them at all. Some people, you want to say something, leave them with something like with hopes of maybe them pulling from that, elevating, just becoming a better person over time, or even just planting the seed if it wasn't something that, have a direct impact in a person's life. But with someone like Dana, it's just nothing to say, just to move right along. Let me rewind. Let me go back to Dana, right? If there was something I could say about Dana, it would be I know how bad you envied me then and now. I don't feel like it was personal. It's like spiritual. And just, it was energy, my energy that you envied more than anything. And we worked in customer service, a place where you should smile, be happy, uplifted, whatever. This is a girl I never saw smile, but always trying to be down. And so I know that spiritually, how bad I got to you. I know of women like you and that covet more than anything men and will do anything for them, be used by them, manipulated, you know, for their time, attention, maybe sex, pay a man. And so I remember a day I was hugging Josh. Like I said, he was my road dog at one point, him and Eric. I used to roll with them niggas. And I was hugging him. And she was looking hard, bro. Real hard. Next thing you know, me and Josh are not talking and she's hugging him. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just was something, it meant something to her that he was friends with me. You know what I'm saying? And like, to replace me somehow, or the vibe that we had. And so, sis, you're never going to have that. You're not black. You will never understand the plight or the struggle. You will never be able to connect with a black man in the way that I am. On any plane, a friendship, a sistership, like a sisterhood, a girlfriend. And I know not only you, but as white women like you, that envy that shared experience and connection that black men and women inherently have, and that we so often take for granted. We don't think anything of it, but that it's these other races that would covet and die to either have it with us or somehow get between it. I will always be everything in which you aspire, in which you will never be. And so it's obvious and clear why there was such a hatred for me. But to know that I was in my purpose and my passion in that place. I was put there by a higher power with a greater purpose. And no matter what, every day I'm becoming more in tune and more in touch with that. And so that store didn't give me me and what I'm good at and my gifts. Therefore, it can't take that away from me. And so that energy, that connectedness that you are so fascinated by but envious of at the same time, I'm always incorporating, I'm always cultivating. And I'm in a city right now where it's going to finally matter. I know that I was the living embodiment of everything despised in the South. And that is not a mammy, not a thought, none of that. Not a non-threat. Self-educated, articulated, communicative, excellent customer service, fucking human resources, skills, all my life, cultivated by life and experience. I was never going to find my divine purpose and my place there, because I and my type, spiritually, physically, my essence is to be destroyed. You know what I'm like? It was I feel like when that Jim Crow shit, you know, my type was to never manifest itself. And so somehow, somehow it did. And so it's been every effort from certain people in key positions in my past to try to stomp that out and kill that spirit where it does not spread. And what I'm here to tell you, Big Dana, and all of you people in charge at this job, and just the symbolism of those sorts of people, are that you didn't give me this light. You cannot stomp it out. And it's alive, well, fully functioning, kicking and thriving every single day without you. Love is hate will never be stronger than love. And I'm fueled by pure love. that's why you that's why you could not like dampen me. That's why you could not darken me. That's why you could not take me down. And you never could and you never would. And so sometimes when people feel like you're out of their immediate area where they can impact you, that somehow they change you and you're somewhere with post-traumatic distress, rocking back and forth in the corner, licking your wounds or what happened. No. I'm still smiling, I'm still thriving, I'm still having people love my name and my features and just me. And I'm giving love back and I'm feeling more free. That's how I'm able to talk about these things now. So at the end of the day, I'm thankful for it all. It's all made me me. Okay, I have one last video that's going to get very briefly into the management, ladies. And then I'm ready to move on to just a whole nother era, a whole nother, a whole different caliber of video. You know what I'm saying? So definitely to keep following me, and no matter how many views these videos get or don't get, it's been like a weight off my chest, like a therapy for me, and for that I am just so grateful.